You won't believe what happened in these courtrooms. In the first case, a woman got into serious trouble just for traffic violations, but she refused to play by the rules. She kept insisting she was an authorized agent and tried to argue with the judge using her own made-up legal ideas. The judge stayed calm, repeatedly explaining that her claims had no legal standing, but she kept pushing, asking for oaths and bonds from officials. Things got so heated that she was held in contempt and forcibly taken into custody, while still claiming she was being kidnapped. In the second case, a man took it even further. He told the court he represents his trust and that his name is trademarked, claiming he wasn't under the court's jurisdiction at all. The judge had to shut down his arguments, pointing out that none of it matters legally and warning him about relying on internet misinformation. Even during a video appearance, he refused to cooperate, forcing the judge to enter a plea on his behalf just to move the case forward. Both of these cases show what happens when so-called sovereign citizens refuse to follow the law. It's a wild, chaotic clash between unconventional legal beliefs and the real rules of the courtroom, and it gets intense from start to finish.
In that blue chair.
Do I have to
sit down?
There?
One more time. Sit down. You are charged with one count of no operator's license, a minor misdemeanor subject to a maximum fine of $150 plus court costs. You also are charged with one count of expired plates, also a minor misdemeanor subject to a maximum fine of $150 in court costs.
I am the authorized agent to the decedent estate. I am coming in here as the settler, and I want to settle this case.
I will enter no plea on your behalf to these charges. I've given you 3 plea options to plead.
No, I do not recognize anyone in this court.
Okay, well,
I don't recognize you or the bailiff or anybody else in this court. Then I'm just going to surrender the person to the court because I'm not coming back.
I don't know what that means.
You do know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I am not the ens legis, non de guerre.
I've been practicing law for 36 years, and what you've just said to me has no meaning to me whatsoever. So let me say it one last time, because we have other cases to handle today. If you don't leave the courtroom and go to the clerk's window and get a trial date, which is what I'm scheduling in this case, I will hold you in contempt of court and I'll have you arrested. You either go to the clerk's window now and get a trial date, or I'll have you taken into custody now. You got it? Court is now on the record in City of Conneaut versus Amber McHenry, 24 TRD 819. Ms. McHenry entered no plea to charges of no operator's license and expired plates, each of which is a minor misdemeanor, on December 17th, 2024. I scheduled it for a bench trial for January 8th of 2025. Ms. McHenry was given notice of that bench trial. I have a signed receipt in the file showing she got notice of that bench trial. Present on January 8th, 2025 was the law director along with a police officer. Ms. McHenry failed to appear. As a result of her failure to appear, I issued a warrant for her arrest. That was January 8th. It's now over a month later, February 11th, and Ms. McHenry is now turning herself in on the warrant. She's in the courtroom, and she is without an attorney. Ms. McHenry, why were you not here on January 8th of 2025?
I have a question about the case.
Ms. McHenry, sit down. This is not your courtroom. Sit in that chair.
I have a question about the case. That's not the case number that I had.
Yes, it is, Ms. McHenry. You've got other cases pending that are set for jury trial.
The original case number that I had was like TDR, like 0800 something. And
24 TRD 819.
819. Okay. I was just double checking on the case number. Can you repeat your question then? No.
Why were you not here on January 8th?
I put in an appearance and it was rejected and struck from the record, and I was sent a letter saying that I am not who I said I was. So I have a question about that because I don't understand.
This is not a discussion here. This is not a conversation. I ask a question, you respond to my question. Now, this is typical behavior for you because you're a sovereign citizen. At least you claim to be.
I've never claimed that.
Well, your documentation that you filed, including the one you filed today that did not have a correct caption or case number on it, is indicative of that. So let me ask you, Ms. McHenry, again, why were you not physically, personally present in the courtroom on January 8th, 2025 for your trial?
I need the oath and bonds to be put for each person acting as a public official in this case who is acting as a public servant to be put on the record. And I also require the indemnity bond, and I'm going to require the other bonds. I need the accounting. Please, for the record, let it be known that you exited.
I did. I exited the courtroom and asked a police officer, probation
who has
officer.
the indemnity bond? Where's the bill of particulars?
The
Because
bond
I
is
did not
being,
receive it.
the warrant is being executed. You're being taken into custody. Take her down to the jail now.
I was not given the warrant.
Take her down to the jail now.
Why am I being arrested?
Take her down to the jail.
What crime have I committed? Get off me. This is kidnapping. This is a false arrest.
My God, stop fighting.
No, this is a false arrest.
Okay, relax.
This is kidnapping. They're violating my rights, my constitutional rights. I put in...
I thought the Constitution didn't apply to you.
The Constitution applies to every living man and woman.
Yeah.
You are violating your oath, Mr.
My name is Trademark Copyright. Representing my trust when they have.
What does all that mean legally? Do you even understand what you're talking about?
Yes, ma'am. No jurisdiction. I'm not under
No, ma'am. No, sir, Mr.
Jurisdiction.
Mr. Thomas, no. No. We got a president with 37 felonies, sir. He was under somebody's jurisdiction. So I don't know how you, a black man born in America, thinks that you got some stuff that's going to keep you from being under somebody's jurisdiction. All this, I done trademark my name, and it's I'm not the true man, and it's the paper man, and all that foolishness, Mr. There's none of that works. Y'all go on the internet and figure out some stuff that don't make a bit of sense. And then it hampers you because you think you know better than an attorney who's gone to school for 3 years and 4 years before that to go to college, and they figured out, and then they worked. Mr. Lynch has been an attorney. I've known him for 10 years now, at least, right, Mr. Lynch? So, but you think
getting close.
you think you done gone online and found some stuff, and you the trust of the straw man of the sir. You don't even understand the American legal system and how it works. But you gonna make up your own stuff because somebody done told you that this works. Same person who told you it works, it don't work. Then what kills me is y'all do stuff like, oh, and under the UCC and the maritime, y'all start quoting stuff that doesn't mean anything. I had one guy in Atlanta tell me something was under maritime law. I was like, sir, we are not even near the ocean. Maritime law is for the ocean. It's the esoteric foolishness that y'all get because y'all have done your research. No professional. You over here.
You are about to witness some of the most intense courtroom moments you'll ever see. Moments that show exactly what happens when ordinary legal procedures meet extraordinary defiance. In these two cases, individuals identifying as sovereign citizens push the boundaries of the law, challenge the authority of the court, and refuse to follow the rules that everyone else is expected to obey. The results are chaotic, tense, and sometimes almost unbelievable. The first case involves a woman named Miss McHenry, who was facing charges for something most people would consider minor: no operator's license and expired plates. But from the very moment she stepped into the courtroom, it became clear that this was going to be anything but ordinary. She refused to sit down, refused to respond to the judge's questions, and repeatedly disrupted the proceedings. She claimed she was acting as an authorized agent to the deedent estate, and insisted she could settle this case on her own terms. The judge listened patiently, explaining calmly that her arguments had no legal meaning, that they were based on misinterpretations and personal theories rather than law. Despite the judge's repeated attempts to maintain order, Miss McHenry continued to challenge every instruction. She failed to appear for her scheduled bench trial, forcing the court to issue a warrant for her arrest. When she finally returned, she didn't back down. She demanded oaths from public officials, questioned the court's jurisdiction, and claimed that any action taken against her amounted to kidnapping and false arrest. She was loud, persistent, and entirely unwilling to comply with the legal system, turning what should have been a routine hearing into a battle of wills. The judge, demonstrating patience and authority, eventually held her in contempt and had her taken into custody, while she continued to protest, insisting that she was being wronged. Almost immediately after, the second case unfolds, and it is no less dramatic. A man named Mr. LeMage Thomas appeared in court making even more extraordinary claims. He said he represented a trust, that his name was trademarked, and that he was not under jurisdiction of the court. From the start, it was clear he did not intend to participate in the legal process in any normal way. The judge, calm but firm, explained that none of these claims had any legal standing. Arguments about trusts, trademarks, and sovereign citizen status do not exempt anyone from following the law. These theories, the judge noted, often come from internet misinformation, but they do not hold any weight in an actual courtroom. Mr. Thomas refused to cooperate with standard procedures. Even when appearing via video, he insisted he was not in the jurisdiction of the courthouse, continuing to challenge the very authority of the court while simultaneously participating in its proceedings. The judge attempted to clarify the charges: obstruction of an officer and traffic violations, and explained the plea options, but Mr. Thomas stayed in his own world, unwilling to acknowledge reality. Eventually, the judge had to enter a not guilty plea on his behalf simply to move the case forward, demonstrating how the legal system adapts even in the face of extreme resistance. Watching these cases unfold, you can see just how quickly a simple legal matter can spiral into chaos when someone refuses to cooperate. What should have been routine traffic violations turned into full-blown confrontations, with arrests, contempt rulings, and extended courtroom arguments. For the judges, these cases test patience, knowledge, and authority. For the defendants, their insistence on alternative legal theories only makes matters worse, escalating consequences and prolonging their legal troubles. These encounters also highlight a larger truth. The world of sovereign citizen beliefs is full of claims that sound clever online but fail completely in practice. People think they can bypass the law using legal-sounding jargon, invoke strange interpretations of contracts or constitutional clauses, or claim special status that exempts them from normal rules. In reality, these strategies almost always backfire. Courts do not recognize self-created legal systems, and attempts to avoid responsibility often lead to immediate contempt, arrest, or worse. The contrast between the courtroom's rules and the defendant's beliefs could not be more stark. On one side is the law, procedural, structured, impartial, designed to ensure order. On the other is individual defiance, based on misinformation, misunderstanding, or deliberate rebellion. The tension is palpable. Every interruption, every refusal to follow instructions, escalates the drama. Every attempt to assert personal theories over established law meets with the firm reality of the court. In Miss McHenry's case, her insistence on being an authorized agent, and her refusal to enter a plea only delayed the inevitable. The law moved forward, the warrant was executed, and she was taken into custody. In Mr. Thomas's case, even with video participation, his refusal to accept jurisdiction forced the court to act on his behalf to maintain process and prevent disorder. These cases show that regardless of how loudly or convincingly someone proclaims their sovereignty, the legal system is built to enforce rules consistently. Beyond the immediate consequences, these cases offer lessons about human behavior and the power of authority. People are drawn to ideas that make them feel independent or above the system, but when confronted with reality, those ideas often crumble. Courts, by contrast, operate on clarity, procedure, and precedent. They are structured to handle disruption calmly, yet firmly, ensuring that justice is not derailed by personal beliefs. For viewer, the drama is undeniable. From Miss McHenry yelling about kidnapping to Mr. Thomas claiming his name is trademarked, every moment is unpredictable. But beyond the entertainment, there is also insight. These cases reveal the importance of understanding the law, respecting procedure, and recognizing that alternative theories, no matter how persuasive they seem online, do not substitute for compliance in the real world. The lessons are clear. Attempting to sidestep legal responsibilities using sovereign citizen beliefs almost always leads to trouble. The court will act, authority will be enforced, and consequences will be immediate. These two cases, separated by different defendants but united by the same defiance, illustrate this principle perfectly. They show the tension between belief and reality, theory and law, and how quickly things can escalate when ordinary people step outside legal boundaries. By the end of these courtroom encounters, the message is unmistakable. Legal procedures exist for a reason. No amount of self-declared authority, personal claims, or online research can override established law. And when individuals refuse to cooperate, the court responds with firmness and order. These are moments that captivate, teach, and shock, reminding everyone watching just how high the stakes are when the law meets defiance.
You needed surgery, and you said, "Oh no, I'm the trust. I'm not the man. I'm gonna do my own surgery because I looked it up online."
I'm not the trust. I'm representing the trust.
No, Mister, you don't even know what that means. What I'm saying to you is professionals work for years to learn this, to be able to represent people. You wouldn't walk into a hospital if you had a stab wound or a gunshot wound and say, "Oh, no, the trust is going to take care of me. I'm going to do it myself because I did some research." I am so sick of y'all thinking that attorneys don't do anything. My mom is an attorney, and one of her clients said to her, "Well, all you really do is they're trying not to pay her." All you really do is talk. I can talk. Yeah, but do you know the right words in the right sequence and the right things to look up to make the talk you do make sense? No, you do not. So if you think you can replace a lawyer, go replace a doctor. Next time you get sick, go break an arm and go set it yourself. Go let the true man set it. Go present you. That's fine. You are free to represent yourself. I will give you the Ferrata warning as soon as possible. But what I'm telling you is there are problems that come with that because you may be hampered by the fact that of what you don't know. I'm not playing your game. So let me know. I want you to be clear that this is how this is going to go. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So are you entering a not guilty plea and you intend to go to trial?
What are the charges? I wasn't read the charges when I came in here. I was skipped for some.
Yeah, actually you were because you have traffic charges and then you have an obstruction charge. Case 2024CR02581, obstruction of an officer. That's the one where you've decided you do not want the assistance of of an attorney. The next case is 2021CR04186, traffic violation, which is generally a red light violation. License driving on a suspended or revoked license, count 2. No license, count 3. One of those will merge, so you won't face both of those because of the merger doctrine. So either you would have, if you were convicted, you would face either the driving on suspended or revoked license or the no license, not both. But those are the charges that are currently pending for you.
All right, I did hear eligible for NOLO. I did hear that come about. So I'll see fit NOLO on the.
Okay, but Mr. Thomas, listen to me. If you're entering a plea of guilty or NOLO, we do a plea right now. If you're entering a plea of not guilty, that means you wish to have a trial at a later date. You can have a jury trial or a bench trial. If you want to do NOLO on your traffic offenses, that's fine. We can do that case now, and you can save the next case for a trial. But if you're entering a plea of NOLO and you want to do that on your traffic offenses, that's fine. We can do that now.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to answer NOLO traffic offenses and not guilty for the obstruction of officer. And by any chance, did that police report show up yet?
We're still calling on the police report, Your Honor.
Okay, so now that you're representing yourself, then you'll have to ask for the discovery and get that information through the Solicitor General's office. If you just write a note saying that you wish to have discovery on this case, then you drop that off at the office or mail it to them, and she'll give you all of the discovery so that you can be ready for trial. Okay?
So I go to the courthouse?
Yeah, you can do that. On the 3rd floor, the Solicitor General's office, and you want to give them a handwritten note. You don't have to type it up or nothing. You can handwrite it that says, I wish to have the discovery. All right, Mr. Thomas, did you wish to do the traffic court now? The traffic offenses now?
I believe so, yes, ma'am.
All right, so raise your right hand for me.
I'm not in the jurisdiction of a courthouse, ma'am.
Okay, the law has changed, which would under COVID, which allowed us to do hearings by video. So as long as you are on video with me in the virtual courtroom, you're under the jurisdiction and we can do the plea. Did you wish to continue?
No, ma'am, because I'm not under the jurisdiction. I'm in the video because I don't really know how to work this virtual courtroom setup yet. But if I need to exit video to further more speech that I'm not in a jurisdiction, I can exit the video, not the chat itself.
Are you entering a plea of not guilty for this offense also?
For which one?
For the traffic offenses.
No, man, that'll be a NOLO for.
No, we're not doing a NOLO. If you're not willing to do the NOLO by video, then we're not doing the plea right now. You've seen this. You've seen the people come from the jail calendar, and there was even one person in the courtroom. You've been here the whole time, so you've seen how this works. Like I said, I'm not playing your game. Either we do the plea the way everybody else has done it, or
I don't. This isn't a game. Like I don't even do court. Like I just happen to get stopped a few times in trucks that aren't mine. So I somehow get entangled with the police and the court system. But this isn't my 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 field. But like I was saying, like it's definitely possible to do a NOLO. I'm just not in the under your jurisdiction. I'm representing my trust. Like I don't know what I'm supposed to like. I do my research. I see laws. I see common laws. I
Okay, that is the last case. Mr. Morris will be reset to next week.
Yes, Mr.
And Your
Costa.
Honor, for clarity purposes, is Mr. Thomas's, is his traffic case being a not guilty as well? That way we know how to
Yep.
proceed on that one.
I'm gonna
Okay.
enter a not guilty on his behalf because I'm not doing the foolishness today.
Man, I asked that I'm not pled. Like you don't plead on my behalf. I don't call
Mr.
it.
Thomas, that's fine. You can ask me anything you want to ask, but I'm done. I'm not doing this. You say you
So,
want to enter a NOLO plea. I tell you how
are
to
you
do it. You've
practicing
seen
law
other
from the bench? Are you
you've
pleading
seen
for
other
me?
people do it, and you don't want to play the game. You don't want to follow the laws and the procedures as we have them. So I'm gonna do what I need to do, which is to
So
enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. We'll put you on
practice
the trial calendar. Thank you, sir. You are done for today.